Hey there, fellow explorers of the strange and unsettling. Let's be honest, we all have a morbid fascination with the unexplained. It's like a car crash you can't look away from, but instead of twisted metal, we're dealing with twisted fates. Imagine a group of skilled hikers mysteriously found dead in the snow, or a family brutally killed while their murderer lived in their home for days. These are real-life cases that remain unsolved, the kind of mysteries that make you question everything you thought you knew about the world. And trust me, once you go down these rabbit holes, there's no turning back. So buckle up, grab your detective hats, or maybe a nightlight, because we're diving headfirst into two of history's most baffling unsolved mysteries. Picture this. It's 1959, the dead of winter in the Soviet Union. The air is frigid, the landscape blanketed in snow, and the cold bites at any exposed skin. The Soviet Union, a land of vast wilderness and untamed nature, is both beautiful and unforgiving during this time of year. 9 experienced hikers, young and full of life, set out to conquer the slopes of the Ural Mountains. These were not just any hikers, they were students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, well versed in the art of survival and mountaineering. Their leader, Igor Dyatlov, was a seasoned adventurer, and the group was eager to test their skills against the harsh elements. They're prepared, they're experienced, they're ready for anything, or so they thought. They meticulously planned their route, packed their gear, and set off with high spirits, documenting their journey with photographs and diary entries. Little did they know this expedition would be their last. Weeks later, their tent is found abandoned, slashed open from the inside. The scene is perplexing. Why would experienced hikers cut their way out of their own tent? What could have driven them to such a desperate act? And inside the tent, their belongings, food, everything left behind. It was as if they had left in a hurry, abandoning all their supplies and essentials. The temperature outside was brutally cold, dropping to minus 30 degrees Celsius. No one in their right mind would venture out into such conditions without proper clothing and gear. It's as if they fled in a blind panic into the freezing darkness. The footprints found in the snow suggested that some of them were barefoot or only wearing socks, a clear urgency and chaos that must have ensued. As search parties comb the area, they uncover a scene straight out of a horror movie. The bodies of the hikers were discovered at various distances from the tent, some under a cedar tree, others in a ravine. The positions and conditions of the bodies only added to the mystery. The hikers' bodies are scattered across the mountainside, some partially dressed, some with strange injuries. The lack of proper clothing suggested they had left the tent in a state of undress, which is highly unusual for experienced hikers in such extreme conditions. Hypothermia, they say. But some of the injuries are just weird. While hypothermia could explain the state of undress, it couldn't account for the severe physical trauma found on some of the bodies. Like unexplainable blunt force trauma. Some of the hikers had injuries comparable to those sustained in a car crash, yet there were no external wounds to match the internal damage. How could such injuries occur in the middle of nowhere? One hiker's tongue is missing, gone. This gruesome detail only deepened the mystery. What could have caused such a specific and horrifying injury? And to make matters worse, some of their clothes are found to be radioactive. The presence of radiation raised even more questions. Where did it come from? How did it get on their clothes? Radioactive? What in the Chernobyl is going on here? The discovery of radiation led to wild speculations and theories, each more bizarre than the last. Theories range from avalanches to military experiments gone wrong, even whispers of something paranormal. Some suggested that the hikers had stumbled upon a secret military test, while others believed they had encountered a yeti or otherworldly beings. Could it have been infrasound, a low-frequency sound that can cause feelings of panic and disorientation? This theory posits that the natural wind patterns in the area could have generated infrasound waves, leading the hikers to experience intense fear and confusion. Or maybe, just maybe, something more sinister was at play. The idea of a malevolent force lurking in the wilderness is both terrifying and tantalizing, adding an element of the supernatural to the already eerie tale. The indigenous Mansi people, who knew these mountains better than anyone, spoke of a vengeful spirit that roamed the peaks. According to their folklore, this spirit could bring misfortune and death to those who dared to venture into its territory. Whatever happened that night, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, the true cause of the hikers' deaths remains elusive. It's a chilling reminder that even in the most remote corners of the world, darkness can find you. The Dyatlov Pass incident serves as a haunting testament to the unknown dangers that can lurk in the wilderness, and sometimes it leaves behind more questions than answers. The mystery of what truly happened to those 9 hikers continues to captivate and perplex, a puzzle that may never be fully solved. From the frozen peaks of Russia, where the cold winds howl and the snow blankets the landscape in an endless white, we travel to the quiet Bavarian countryside. Here the serene beauty of rolling hills and quaint villages hides a dark and sinister secret. It's a place where time seems to stand still, where the hustle and bustle of modern life feels like a distant memory. The Hinterkaifeck farm, nestled in this tranquil setting, stands as a silent witness to one of the perplexing crimes in history. It's 1922, and the Hinterkaifeck farm stands isolated, a silent witness to the horrors about to unfold. Inside the farmhouse lived the Gruber family. Andreas, his wife Kazilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and her 2 young children, along with the maid Maria. The family was known to be reclusive, keeping to themselves and rarely interacting with the outside world. Days before the murders, Andreas, the patriarch, starts noticing strange things, footprints in the snow leading to the farm, but none leading away. It was as if someone had walked to the farm and vanished into thin air. This was just the beginning of a series of eerie occurrences that would unsettle the entire household. Sounds coming from the attic. At night, the family would hear footsteps and whispers, but when they checked, they found nothing. The attic, a place that should have been empty, seemed to be alive with unseen presences. A strange newspaper, not theirs, found in the house. It was a publication that none of them had ever seen before, and its presence was inexplicable. The family began to feel as though they were being watched, their every move observed by unseen eyes. It's like someone is watching them, toying with them. The sense of dread grew with each passing day, and the family could not shake the feeling that something terrible was about to happen. And then on March 31st, the unthinkable happens. The entire family, along with their maid, is brutally murdered, bludgeoned to death with a pickaxe. The scene was one of unimaginable horror, with blood splattered across the walls and floors. The brutality of the crime shocked the entire community. The killer? They didn't just flee the scene, they stayed at the farm. For days they lived among the bodies, feeding the cattle, eating their food. It was as if the murderer had taken over the lives of their victims, inhabiting their chilling nonchalance. It's a level of eerie and unsettling that's hard to even comprehend. The idea that someone could commit such a heinous act and then remain in the very place where they had spilled so much blood is almost beyond belief. Who would do such a thing, and why? The questions haunted the investigators and the community alike. Theories began to emerge, each more disturbing than the last. Theories abound, from a family feud gone wrong to a possible robbery, but nothing quite fits. Some suggested that the family had enemies, others believed it was a crime of passion, but the evidence was scant, and the truth remained elusive. The motive remains as elusive as the killer themselves. Despite numerous investigations and countless hours spent poring over the details, the case remains unsolved. The Hinterkaifeck murders have become one of the most enduring mysteries in criminal history. Some whisper that the youngest victim, the little Joseph, witnessed the murders and continued to see the killer in the days that followed. They say he would sit at the dinner table, setting a place for the unseen guest. The idea that a child could have been so deeply affected by such horror adds another layer of tragedy to the story. They say he would sit at the dinner table, setting a place for the unseen guest. This haunting image of a child trying to make sense of the incomprehensible has stayed with those who have studied the case. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. The farm, once a place of life and labor, has become a symbol of inexplicable horror. It's a story that chills you to the bone, a puzzle with missing pieces that continue to haunt us nearly a century later. The Hinterkaifeck murders are a dark chapter in history, a mystery that may never be solved, but will never be forgotten. 2 chilling mysteries, separated by time and distance, yet connected by the unsettling feeling that Some questions may never have answers. These enigmas have baffled historians and enthusiasts alike, leaving a trail of speculation and fear. The more we delve into these stories, the more we realize how little we truly know. Despite decades of investigation, these cases still send chills down the spine. The meticulous efforts of countless detectives and researchers have only added layers of complexity to the already perplexing narratives. Each piece of evidence, each witness testimony, seems to lead to more questions than answers. The Dyatlov Pass, with its eerie injuries and unexplained phenomena, stands as one of the most haunting mysteries of the 20th century. 9 experienced hikers set out on an expedition, only to meet a fate that defies logical explanation. Their bodies were found with injuries that no one could rationalize, and the circumstances of their deaths remain shrouded in mystery. The Hinterkaifeck farm, where a family met a gruesome end at the hands of a killer who lingered far too long. This case, with its eerie premonitions and unsettling aftermath, has left an indelible mark on the annals of true crime. The farmstead, now abandoned, echoes with the silent screams of its victims, and the identity of the murderer remains a chilling enigma. Were these the results of human cruelty, natural phenomena, or something altogether more sinister? Theories abound, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Some suggest government cover-ups, others hint at supernatural forces at play. The truth, however, remains elusive, hidden in the shadows of time and speculation. We may never know for sure. The passage of time has only deepened the mystery, as crucial evidence has been lost and key witnesses have passed away. Yet the allure of these unsolved cases continues to captivate our imaginations, drawing us into a labyrinth of intrigue and uncertainty. But that's the thing about unsolved mysteries, isn't it? They stay with you, lurking in the back of your mind, a chilling reminder of the darkness that exists in the world. They challenge our understanding of reality and force us to confront the unknown. Each unanswered question is a puzzle piece that refuses to fit, leaving us with an incomplete picture. They stay with you, lurking in the back of your mind, a chilling reminder of the darkness that exists in the world. The fear of the unknown, the dread of what might be lurking just out of sight, these are the elements that make these mysteries so compelling and so terrifying. What do you think happened? Each theory, each hypothesis brings us a step closer to the truth, or perhaps further away from it. The discussions and debates that these mysteries spark are a testament to their enduring power. They invite us to become detectives, to piece together the fragments of a story that may never be fully told. Let me know your theories in the comments below, and let's try to unravel these mysteries together. Your insights and perspectives could shed new light on these age-old enigmas. Together, we might uncover clues that have been overlooked, or perhaps find new questions that need answering. But be warned, once you start digging, you might not like what you find. The truth, if it ever reveals itself, may be more disturbing than the mystery itself. So tread carefully, for the path to understanding is fraught with darkness and uncertainty.